Okay, we're in the big garage. Here's the overhead door control buttons. They're higher than 5 feet, but there should be a warning notice posted next to the control buttons. And you see right here that we got a close from anywhere app. Okay, that's what LiftMaster. They're UL listed, and being UL listed, I guess they kind of get to make up their own code sometimes. These buttons have to be installed in the same room with the garage overhead doors, so that when you're operating the doors, you can see them in real time if you're squashing a cat or whatever. But now LiftMaster's come in and they've decided that they can give you an app where you can be at the Department of Motor Vehicles, you can be at Kroger or wherever you want to be, but you can open and close the door automatically without seeing what's going on. So there's a couple clients have addressed this a couple different ways. One of my clients said, "Bud, you don't understand how much noise these make when they're loud. They have alarms that go off. I'm not going to set off an alarm. I'm not going to open it remotely." And then another client, he chose to put a camera inside of his garage so that he could see it while it was opening. But most people don't do anything about it. And again, LiftMaster has decided that's a good app to have, and they got UL listed. Okay, so they went through the underwriters' laboratories. They went through the American Standards of Testing and Measurements. And, so everybody seems to think that it's okay, despite what the code says, so that's fine. If they're okay with it, I'm okay with it. These doors do not have manual door locks on them, so your report will probably say that they've been decommissioned, but they don't. We do not have spring tension notices on the corners of the doors, just like the smaller garage door. You do not have safety notices posted inside of the doors, and our electric receptacle outlets, like the other door, are not labeled as being GFCI protected. Our optic sensors are just a shade higher, but our optic sensors are higher from the ground than 6 inches. I gotta have something to write about. So the door casement's in direct contact with the concrete. The optic sensors are too high. We don't have warning notices of any shape, type, or form. Okay, so I made a business decision to do no harm. I do not do block tests. I have a block test baked in, instructions for a block test baked into your inspection report. I understand. It's people tell me the builders love to show their clients, the buyers, they love to show you the block test in operation so that you know. And it's just a hobby that they have. So they can come in here, the builder when you sign off on your 1 year, he can do the block test for you. Say, "Oh, I'm so glad you reminded me of that." I'm sure he'll say that. Yeah, and if you don't have the instructions, but you should have the instructions, and the block testing would be in the instructions, I have generic instructions baked into my inspection report. So you just hit on one of those links in case the builder might have been a week. He might have slept since he did the last block test. But there we go. I just do the beams. This is what I do. I take my big old flat zombie hoof and I trudge across the tundra like a dancing fool. Listen to that. Ooh, 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 ooh. This one's not as loud as that one. These two, that smaller one and this larger one, they're loud. They're very loud.